What's up, motherfuckers? Welcome back to another episode of the Lowlife fucking podcast.
That one's not going to sound good.
God damn it! I tried to back away from the mic.
No. I think that one it definitely peaked. We got up into the red.
Fuck.
Which is barely.
Should we retake it?
No. It'll be good. We'll just fix it in post.
Yeah.
We're back another Friday, babies. Babies.
We're fucking out here. So, this episode is going to be a little different. I don't even know how to roll into this.
Yeah, there's no good way of doing it.
All right, so I'm just going to come out and say it, and then we can just talk about it. God, it's hard to even say, bro. Oh, man. Listen, hopefully you guys will watch this on YouTube so you can see that this isn't just dead air, that I am actually moving my head around and like trying to fucking cobble my words together here. Listen. After 6.5 years, your boy's got to step away from the show.
Oh.
That hurt my fucking heart.
That hurt my heart, dude.
Yeah, so this is not just like a... Listen, first of all, let me clear the fucking air. Me and Rhino are boys. This has nothing to do with me and Rhino. So don't start those rumors like you all did with me and Grease, all right? Me and Rhino were fucking dogs to the end, all right? This has been something that I've talked with Rhino back and forth for a little while now. It's crazy because I've been doing this every single week for 6.5 years. Every single week I've done this. Every show in the Northeast I've made it to. Traveled down the East Coast to shows. Still made episodes when life was real fucking weird at times. So it's weird to say it out loud. That this is going to be it. Good news is it's not the end of the podcast. Rhino is going to keep this bitch afloat. He's adopting my baby. He's now the dad.
Stepdad.
Yeah, with a clause of no child support. It's going to be a good show still, okay? But shit has gotten super busy for me. And for anybody that's been listening to the show from the beginning, you know this is not a decision I made lightly. This is a show that I damn near fought to even get off the ground. And then lost a co-host a year in. Lost the other co-host 5 years in. And got canceled. You know, it's been a motherfucker to hold this show up. And thankfully, Rhino came aboard. Because I'll be honest, when we got canceled, that would have been it for me. I would have been done. Because it's like, with all that was like the last punch. And thankfully Rhino was like, no, I got you, dog. Fucking rebuild that shit in fucking days and still got the episode out on Friday. So I just want all you guys to know, all of the people that have been listening from the beginning, even the people that are just tuning in, that are just finding this podcast. This is not a decision I made lightly. I thought about it for weeks. Life's just super fucking crazy right now. I have 2 teenage sons. I have a daughter who's 9 years old. They need me a lot right now. My oldest son's about to be driving in 2 months.
Oh, that's fucking nuts, dude.
So it's like, and both of my sons play football on different teams. My daughter does gymnastics. I work a job, plus I do this, plus I'm in school for firefighting and EMT. So it's like, there's just so much going on right now that I can't keep doing everything because things start to suffer. You know what I mean? And with having Rhino here, it makes it a little bit easier for me to step away because I know that the show's in good hands. I know that it's not some fucking schmuck that's going to run this thing into the ground. And if he does, fuck him. He gave it his best shot.
It's a very good possibility.
But I know that I know Rhino's going down with the ship if he has to. So that definitely makes me feel good. I don't know. This is an episode I knew would come eventually. I didn't think now or at this point. But like I said, shit just got crazy, and I have a lot of really good opportunities in front of me right now that I need to take advantage of to be okay later in life. Like you guys all know, we're all the same. I've been a scumbag my whole life. I don't have a 401k. I don't have any of that shit. And I'm almost 40 years old. You know what I mean? So the jobs that I'm working towards now, that I'm in school for now, will make sure that I'm good at when I get older. So I got to make sure that I take that serious.
Actually, real quick, I just found out like today that by 45 you're supposed to have $500,000 in your 401k.
Yeah. I don't even have one. I don't even have health insurance. Okay. So I'm just trying to do what's best for me right now. And believe me, it fucking hurts to do this episode. I hate walking away from the show. I hate that there may be people that are pissed off about me leaving. I hate feeling like I'm letting people down. But I got to make sure I take care of me and the family first. You know what I mean? And I got to make sure that I take advantage of these opportunities that I have right now. One thing I do want to say is this isn't me never coming back onto the show. I'll come on anytime Rhino asks me to, as long as it's not every week.
Tricked ya.
But I'm more than happy to do an episode a month or every 2 months or quarterly or whatever the fuck Rhino needs. I'm happy to help him with whatever he needs. So I don't want you guys to think that this is just like, okay, this is the last time I ever hear fucking Loctite's voice, last time I ever see him on the show, whatever. That's not the case. Rhino's still my dog. Like I said, still going to be with him at shows, the ones that I attend. Still going to be on here whenever he needs somebody. But yeah, I don't know. It's fucking weird, but it's just a decision that I had to make. And I can't stress it enough that like it was not taken lightly. It was weeks and weeks and weeks of like thinking about it, trying to figure out how to make it work. Trying to move like shit around in my life to like squeeze in the time, and it's just I just couldn't figure it out. And if there was ever a time for me to step away, like I said, having Rhino with the reins in his hands is the only time that I'd feel comfortable doing it. So
yeah, I want to say a couple things too about that. Is like, you know, when the question first came up, you know, like you're like, is it time to end this? You know, and we were both thinking, is this the end of the show? You know,
yeah.
And it's cool that, you know, because this is your creation, you know, but since day one when I came on, I felt like a partner, you know, and I wanted to continue doing it. I still have a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do, and people I want to talk to, and some new ideas that I want to see if those things are appealing to anybody else besides myself, but stuff that I would want to know or do. And you were completely open to that, to just be like, all right, well, the two original co-hosts are gone. It's your baby, and to be able to say, hey, here's my baby. I guess a bunch of deadbeat dads do that. People that drop their fucking babies off at orphanages or at the fire station in those little boxes.
Yeah.
They're just like, fuck you, have a good life.
Someone will find you and pick you up.
Yeah, like without even vetting them. But I mean, At least I guess I was vetted a bit. So yeah, it's for me, like the last 6.5 years, I haven't been hosting it, but I've been a Lowlife since the first season.
Yeah.
And for me, it's really important. It played a big part in my life, Like if I didn't have the show, there's no fucking way I'd be in the choppers now. I would have gotten fucking infuriated at my lack of skill and my lack of fucking knowledge and my lack of friends that are into the same shit, and I would have fucking gone and found another gay hobby.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm happy that we can say that it's going to continue and hopefully grow. I do have some ideas that are a little bit different, a little bit outside of the but definitely on par with what we have been talking about, like broadening our scope. And I was telling Loctite just before we started recording, just this week, like 4 or 5 dudes hit me up, like, love the show, love the new direction, love that you guys are talking to fucking other Lowlifes, not just motorcycle Lowlifes or just chopper Lowlifes. Like, if we just did choppers, we would have never talked to Benny,
Yeah.
And that I want to continue with that, and the feedback from you guys since we started the Lowlife podcast has been great, and that's the direction I want to continue taking it. And our new co-host has inroads to some of these different scenes that I don't, like music and skateboarding and fucking, other shit that I'm interested in that's like chopper adjacent, motorcycle adjacent. But I don't necessarily have that the knowledge or the connections. So yeah, there's definitely some changes coming down, but the spirit is the same. The Lowlife spirit's all the same. That's never changed. That's never changing. When that does change, then we'll shut the show down.
Yeah.
But not until we're just complete fucking sellouts. You can't sell out when you talk like we do.
No. No.
Nobody wants to be associated.
Who you selling
with
out
you.
to?
Yeah. Manscaped. I actually use Manscaped. It's pretty good. But
I've always wanted Manscaped as a sponsor, but they never hit us up.
It will nick your balls. It will make you bleed.
That's scary.
Yeah, maybe I'm just pushing too hard. maybe my balls are just extra wrinkly.
Yeah. It's getting stuck.
Dude, it doesn't hurt as much as like the old school ones, like that you would plug into a wall, like they have the metal blades. Dude, I caught my taint with that one time when I was a young man, and
Nice.
bro, like 1.5 inches of taint flesh just was like dangling. I almost just passed out. Again. Oh, we got the Modelo's flowing. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Got it.
That hurts.
Yeah, it does. It does. And the reason it hurts is like it's not about me being on the show. It's that, like what you said, what this show started for, why it's still here, is to help people that are coming into this hobby, to let them know that they're not the only fucking dumbasses fumbling around in the garage, and to help them make acquaintances, meet new friends, get to shows they never heard of. That's why the show has been as successful as it is. That's why this show is almost 7 years old. Okay, anybody can start a fucking podcast, but to do it for 7 years, you gotta be on to something. You know what I mean?
True.
And that's the one thing that this show has always held strong onto. Even when we made the switch and started talking to other people outside of Choppers, we're still talking to the same people. Talking to people that are in their garage wrenching. And those are the people we always support. You know what I mean? Those are the people we do giveaways for. Those are the people we go to shows and hang out with and talk to and this and that. And that's the part that sucks, is like walking away from that. It's been insane. It's been absolutely insane. The amount of people I've met and the amount of people I've hung out with, and traveling up and down the East Coast to shows, building bikes, getting in magazines, fucking becoming friends with CEOs of companies. You know what I mean? Like, in my phone, like, I have Tyler's cell phone number. Not Lowbrow's number, Tyler's number. Bill from fucking Builtwell's phone number. Steve from Deadbeat's phone number. Was able to talk to Tom Fugel's fucking nephew. You know what I mean? It's like, those are the things that are cherished. You know what I mean? It's not the hype and people like, oh, that's fucking Loctite and Rhino or Loctite and Grease when you go out. I don't give a shit about that. The connections have been insane. And getting to help people, like, through their bullshit has been fucking huge. And there was one story, and I'll say this. I think we're 4 years deep, and I was burnt out. So fucking burnt out. Or maybe it's 3 years deep. I don't remember. It was 3 or 4 years. And I was just so fucking burnt out because I was traveling to Grease's house every single week. We weren't doing it remote like this. For any of you guys that are throwback fucking listeners, we were always in studio. And the in-studio sessions were fucking hype, dude. I was pounding Jameson on a fucking Tuesday night. You know what I mean? And I was fucking burnt the fuck out. And back then, I was working 60 hours a week. And I remember talking about, like, hey, I think we probably need to slow it down. Maybe go to an episode every 2 weeks, or just not do this anymore. And like, that came with, like, I was building more bikes. I was doing the Greasy Dozen, and like, there was just so much other shit added to it. So I was just getting so burnt out. And I'm not gonna put all the details out on this story, but had somebody reach out and essentially was like, hey man, I just want to let you know that in my darkest time, when I was sitting in my garage with a gun in my lap, you guys' voices on the podcast are why I'm still alive. Because I feel like I was in the garage with my friends. At that point, I was like, I don't give a motherfuck what I'm going through. You know what I mean? If I do this for another 20 years and help one other person like that, it's worth it. And that's like another reason where it's like, it feels good to help people. You know what I mean? Especially people you've never met. And I know, like, it's easy for us to take it for granted because to me and Rhino, we're looking at each other through a fucking computer screen. We don't see the hundreds or thousands of people that are listening to us on Friday. You know what I mean? It's just me and him talking bullshit. We can't grasp and understand the amount of people that are listening to us on their way to work, or the amount of people that are sitting in their car homeless, or in a fight with their old lady and they're in the garage and the show's their escape, or fumbling their way through a build and hoping that we touch on the fucking topic that they're stuck on. That is the coolest fucking feeling of the show. is like knowing you're helping people without even knowing you're helping people. And to touch on like what you said, when you said you still wanted to do it, it was a no-brainer for me to be like, yeah, I kind of fucking was hoping that you would say that. Because I don't think this show is done. I don't think this show has offered everything it has to offer. And honestly, I was hoping I made it to that point where this show made it to the point where it was no longer necessary. And it's weird. I thought we were there a couple times. And I talked about this on last episode where you have that wave where it's like you have all these people that you come up with. Like the first 2 years, we had this group of people. The Connecticut guys and the Jersey guys and these guys. We're all close-knit like fucking family, hanging out at every fucking show. And those people move on for some reason. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Those people move on. And then you think, okay, we've done what we need to do. And then it's a whole nother fucking row of people that come in. And those people hang out for 3 or 4 years. And they move on. Because they get what they needed out of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately for us, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, there's always going to be that next wave of people coming into this, hopefully, that need this information, that need the guidance, need to know where to look, how to find information. So I'm pumped that you're going to keep it going. And I honestly think that there won't even be a stumble in the growth of the show. I think it's just going to keep going the way it is. I think it's been on the up. Like you said, people have been hitting us up since we swapped over and started broadening the spectrum on this fucking show, and they love it. And I don't see that slowing down at all. I think this show has many fucking years left in it.
One thing I wanted to note: there's a lot of young bucks hitting us up. And
There's
they
a
always,
lot of young bucks coming up.
In their 20s. Like a dude hit me up, I think today or yesterday. 21. He's like, should I get a Sportster, an 03 Sportster, or a Dyna? Get a fucking 03 Sportster and chop that bitch. And that's the next wave, dude. These young kids, I can't believe how many. Like, I was joking about it months ago, but dude, the Utes, the 20-year-olds, they're getting into this shit early, and God bless them, because you know, I didn't get into this shit until I was almost 30, and it's like, now I'm making up for lost time. But that's the next wave, dude, is there's young kids that are interested in this shit. I say young kids, they can drink beer and fight for our country. So, but I'm an old man now, so. But yeah, the work's not done. They're still going to be, you know, hey, if I can fucking inspire someone, you're in a rough place in your life. But I'm happy to be there for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that. We just got to keep the stoke high, you know? We don't want to let this shit die. Because the other thing is, too, it's like, you know, yeah, this podcast specifically is my community because it's in New Hampshire, you know? Like, the people that I meet, the people that we've become friends with and shit, like, that's super important. But, I want to keep it means something to me, you know, like dudes that are into this sort of shit that can just talk without having to censor themselves, who don't give a fuck if they get into trouble and get canceled because they make gross jokes, you know. Like, I want to meet more people like that, because we're a dying breed, you know.
Yeah. Well, here's the biggest thing to me, and I'm not going to go on like a huge rant because I don't want to make this like a negative episode. But for all the young bucks that are coming up that have been hitting up the show and all this, don't fucking take it so serious. This is not your job. This isn't you gotta be this. This isn't you gotta fucking flip your fucking hat up like this and fucking wear fucking Doc Martens or fucking Vans. It's not that serious. Be you. Don't take it serious. Have a good fucking time. Because I'll tell you this. I'm 37. I've done a lot of fucking shit in my life. I've been to prison. I've ridden in a motorcycle club. I've had this podcast. I've done a lot of fucking shit. I've had kids. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking firefighter. I've done a lot of fucking shit. But the past 6 years of this show has been some of the best times of my life. You know why? Because I didn't take it too fucking serious. I was open to talking to people that, by looking at them, would be people I would probably never talk to in 100 fucking years. Because they don't look like me, or they don't like the same things I like. And guess what? Some of those dudes became some of my fucking best friends. So don't take it too serious. Fucking enjoy the ride. Have fun. Rock out with your fucking cock out. Take questionable drugs in the woods. And fucking just have fun with it. Don't take it too serious. Because as soon as you do, as soon as you start caring what people think and start caring about your image and all this shit, it sucks the fucking fun out of what we love doing. I promise you that is the fucking outcome if you go that road.
Yeah, dude, don't wear like Lucky Brand jeans to the fucking... You don't have to wear the Lucky Brand jeans to the show. No. Just everybody there is like... you know, they're real dudes. They're greasy, grimy, and they have, you know, they don't give a fuck if you don't like them. We're all outcasts, dude. You know, like we weren't the jocks in high school. The girls weren't the cheerleaders. You know, like a lot of people have done prison time, and if you haven't done prison time, you regularly break laws, at least minor, you know, misdemeanors and shit. I'd probably at least a misdemeanor a day. I try.
Right.
I try to do at least one a day, you know?
Yeah.
Keeping it crusty, dude. But and again, the people that are listening that are new, and I say this not to anybody directly, but there's dudes that hit us up and they're like, "Hey, sorry, this is a stupid question," or I don't want to waste your time. It's like, dude, I am a fucking piece of shit. I have nothing better to do than to answer your questions. So please don't feel like you're bothering us or, you know, like your question is stupid. Like, I don't know everything. I'm not a fucking motorcycle encyclopedia. I'm the bottom of the barrel chopper builder. So definitely, you know, engage, you know, because that's what this show is going to continue to be about. And again, it's like, this show has always been about lowlifes, about dudes that are in their garage making shit, always broke. You know, like we don't talk to, if you haven't noticed, we try to get garage builders. We try to get dudes that like just started a bar, don't know what they're doing. You know, like people from our circle of characters. You know, that's who we cater to. So if you're one of those people, if you're just a normal fucking dude trying to make it, then the show will continue to be for you. We're not interviewing any celebrities. Matty Matheson won't even return my DMs. I'm all up in his DMs.
I mean, Ice Cube did fucking reshare our shit. So
I would
cool.
Interview Ice Cube if he would accept that.
Yeah.
I probably have to get through 7 or 8 layers of publicists to get to him. But
yeah. Oh, I hit up Jesse James once.
Oh, I hit him up like at least once a month.
I hit him up. I'm like, yo, dude, you need to be on the best podcast in the fucking world. And then he just ghosted me, didn't even look at it, so I called him a punk bitch.
He didn't see that either.
Didn't see that either.
Because he has like 1 billion followers.
I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I love Jesse James.
Yeah, maybe he listens to the show and he's gonna call.
He's
does.
Gonna be like, he just doesn't want to fanboy about it. So
yeah.
I get it.
He's a little intimidated.
Jesse, that's what I'm saying. I get it, bro. I get why you didn't reach out. You don't want a fanboy. It sucks because you missed your shot since I'm leaving now. But maybe you'll catch me on a return episode. But keep working, man.
Keep your chin up, Jesse.
Yeah, keep your chin up. Keep working at your craft.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's partly he's intimidated by you, but I think the other reason he won't return our DMs is because he doesn't want me to steal his girl. He knows Bonnie gets one look at this.
Yeah. Well, it all started. was it 5.5 years ago? About 6 months into the show. And he reached out to me for fab advice. And I fucking big-timed him. He was asking me how to make a fender bracket.
Oh, yeah. He's never really gotten that part right, you know?
Yeah, he can make the fender. Woo, whoop-de-doo. How you going to mount it, Jesse?
Yeah.
What are you going to do now,
he
brother?
just mines the iron ore and smelts it and then fucking
That's what you guys don't understand is he fucking forges all the metal and then pounds it out and fucking makes the fenders, makes the gas tanks. Guess what, though? He doesn't know how to make tabs. He has to pay somebody to mount his shit, bro.
Dude, he's going broke paying for tabs. He just he needs a scrapping like you.
Why do you think Lowbrow started fucking selling tabs? It was
Dude,
for
that'd
Jesse.
be so fucking funny. So Lowbrow just starts selling like the Loctite tab, and it's just random pieces of fucking scrap metal.
It's just all rusty and fucking shit when you get it. Like, why is there a half moon in this?
Hey, Tyler, get back with us on that one. I think that's $1 million idea.
Yeah. Be cheap to make. Need scrap steel and a fucking cutoff wheel.
Fucking hey. Damn, dude. Yeah, it is end of an era, and I'm super sad that we're not going to have this time every week. But I'm glad that you're open to definitely coming back on the show, and I'd like to do more of my favorite episode of all time was the one that I was on, of course, but the one that we did where everybody got way too drunk and we got gas poisoned. The grass-fed beers.
Oh, yeah. At the Christmas party one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the best. Yeah. I want to do more stuff like that. Have more in-person interviews and
that
do like some
fun.
Dude, that was like one of the funnest nights. And then
That
at the
was
end
a
of
lot
the
of
night,
fun.
Grease was just like, all right, everybody get out of here. And everybody was too drunk to drive.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then all the what's it called? The Chopsgivings. All that shit was fucking a blast, dude. It was always fun to get people from out of town to come hang out, eat food, shoot the shit.
Yeah. I wonder if I'll keep that tradition alive.
It's always fun. It's always a banger. You
Yeah,
never
maybe
know
I'll
what
do.
you're about to eat that night.
Yeah, dude, that last one, I was eating fucking venison dicks and shit. Like, there was like some fucking meat out there.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, I got a Chopsgiving. When did we do that last year? Was it in November or December?
It was usually like the last week of November. It was like in between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I think we did I think it was like December 2nd or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah, that's always a lot of fun. It's just good to like get people together. And that's one of the coolest things about this show is like the amount of people that have reached out over the years. Like I remember one dude was like, yo, I just fucking made a new best friend that lives 3 streets over from me that I've never known lived here until I heard him write into the show. And now we're homies.
That's
and
fucking
that
awesome.
shit is cool as fuck. That shit is super fucking rad. And not for nothing, every friend I have right now is from this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I don't hang out with anybody that I grew up with. Most of them are dead. You know what I mean? Every
same.
person that I hang out with right now and call my friend or my brother are from this fucking show. I met through this show.
Yep. No, dude, 100%. I was like,
It's insane.
you're not into motorcycles? Then you can't be my friend anymore. I have very limited time.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about, like,
Yeah, what are we going to talk about?
like your job. I don't give a fuck what you do, dude. Your family? I could give a fuck less about your kids.
Fuck that family.
I want to talk about fucking motorcycles, dude. That's also why they're not friends with me. It's not that I broke up with them. I was just like, I don't give a fuck about your kids.
Yeah.
All right. When you think back over the past, 6+ years, what was like your highest high? Like, what was the point where, like, what thing was you were like, this is fucking awesome. This is what I wanted to do. Or like, I can't believe I just talked to that person. Or like, when did you, what was like your favorite one event?
I think the second year Deadbeat moved to Fiddlehead.
Really?
So it was, the first one was in Acton, Maine. That was fun. Then it went to Fiddlehead, which was fun. But then the second year at Fiddlehead was probably the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. Because by that point, like, the show was super established. It had a monstrous fucking following. Like, insane, dude. We flew a kid in from fucking Michigan or Ohio, where the fuck he was
Jeremy,
from.
dude. I actually just reconnected with him on Instagram. I saw him, like, because my account got canceled, and I just saw Jeremy, a.k.a. Seaman Eye, but he's something else now. And, followed him. That was an awesome year.
Yeah, flew him in. We were going to fly in fucking Hypnic Jerk from fucking Australia.
Oh, it was COVID, wasn't it?
It was COVID, and it was just insane, dude. The group that we had, and like the camaraderie, and everybody was just on the same page. Nobody was trying to outdo anybody. Everybody wanted to see everybody succeed and get to that next level, and there was no like bad intentions. It was just like everybody was living in the moment, didn't give a fuck what was going on in the world around us. We're literally fighting a fucking plague, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And you would have never known it those fucking 3 days. It was just like, it was crazy. I don't think I'll ever, that was like my Woodstock. You know what I mean? It was just like the most, I don't even know how to, like, I can't even put words to it. It was just fucking insane, dude. That was like when you really like became our home, like our like legit homie, like not a listener anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like Dan, that's when like we started like really fucking with Dan. Dead Kev, who the fuck? Rob the Crazy Gentleman, Amy, it was just Chopper Fisher. It was just fucking crazy, dude. It was like the dopest people. Everybody like genuinely fucking cared about the next person, like they were fucking family, like they grew up together. And I'm here to tell you, not to like keep trying to like drop old head knowledge, but that's a very fucking rare thing. A lot of people have friends. This was not friends. This was like legit, and it's like such a over fucking stated, outplayed fucking thing, but like this was like legit family. Like these motherfuckers would have went to war for each other that year. And it was just fucking dope, dude. It was one of the coolest things to be a part of, to witness. Probably the highest that the chopper community's been since the 70s. It was just fucking crazy. It was like the boom of the chopper fucking craze. It was fucking insane. Life was good. Parts were cheap. People were fucking building a new bike every fucking summer.
Yep.
It was crazy, dude. People were working on their skills. Like Dan was just getting into fucking like really honing in on painting. I was just getting into pinstriping. You were getting into vapor honing. Grease was becoming a TIG welder. You know what I mean? Like, and like the coolest part was there was no competition. And listen, this is what I keep telling you guys is like, don't take shit too serious, because once you start doing it, it fucks up friendships. There's a lot of people that I fucked with back then that I will walk by at Walmart and not even fucking look at them now. But at this time, there was no competition. Everybody was pushing each other to build on their fucking skill. Get better. Take it to the next fucking level. Do this, do that. And it was fucking magical, man. Not to, like, sound corny, but it was fucking magical.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember that year because it was, like you said, it was during the plague. So you're like, who the fuck's even going to show up to this thing? You know?
Yeah.
And motherfuckers that showed up were for real because not only was there a plague, but it rained.
A monsoon.
It rained like a motherfucker, dude. And that Saturday morning when we all woke up all fucked up and had breakfast and shit, we had just mobs of people there, you know?
Yeah.
All huddled under these tents. Nobody brought rain gear.
that
Nobody
made
had
it
ponchos. Oh, yeah.
I think that made it better because it was like
Adversity.
everybody was feeling the fucking kickback from COVID. People were losing their jobs, not being able to pay rent. We're in the middle of the woods. It's fucking pouring. You know what I mean? It's like you just felt like none of that shit mattered that weekend.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what the fuck was going on in your life, what was going on in the world. None of that mattered. The only thing that mattered was that we all were building fucking bikes in our garage. And good luck. And not this. Listen, I'm not saying this to sound bitter or like turn anybody off of this, but good fucking luck finding that right now. Because right now it's who's doing this, who's doing that, who's doing the next big fucking thing. That shit didn't matter then. None of that mattered. People were rooting for their homies to get in Cycle Source. People were rooting for their homies to figure out how to fucking stack dimes with a TIG welder. You know what I mean? It was just like the most selfless year of my life, dude. It was fucking sick. Like, people were camped at my house the night before Deadbeat and were playing with my fucking children in the yard before we left.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was just like, it was the real deal Holyfield, like what you see in pictures from the 70s. That's what it was. And as much as I hate to say it, that's not what it is right now. And hopefully with all these young bucks coming up, hopefully they'll get it back to that and knock all this bullshit off with like who's better and who's doing this and who's doing that. Because none of that shit matters, dude. Nobody, listen, I'm here to tell you right now, in 10 years from now, 20 years from now, nobody gives a fuck about that homemade trophy you won in a field. Nobody fucking cares about that trophy that's going to sit on your fucking mantle collecting dust. And that's your highlight of your life. You know what my highlight is? I just told you. It had nothing to do with trophies. It had nothing to do with shows. It had nothing to do with magazine fucking centerfolds. None of that shit matters. And once everybody learns that, choppers will be fucking great again. Make choppers great again.
We're making that hat.
Make choppers great again.
You know what? Like, I do miss that magic. Like, during that time period coming up. Like, where you're meeting new people, you know? Like, like dudes like, you know, Fish Tank and Dan. Like, I remember meeting them for the first time. Or, like, hanging out with them at shows. Like, really hanging out. And it's like, dude, I want to get that feeling back. I want to meet new people. Like, if people are just coming in, you know what I mean? Like, there's dudes that just coming into this. If you're in the Northeast, or even if you're not, you know, like, connect with your people. Connect with something like this that keeps people together, you know, because here's the other thing is, like, there's podcasts out there. Dude, I listen to a ton of podcasts. We talk about community fucking every week.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only thing that really matters to
Well, that's what people don't understand is there's podcasts where there's an audience, and then there's podcasts where there is a fucking cult.
Mm-hmm.
This is a cult podcast. The motherfuckers that really ride out for this show will fucking stab you if you fuck with Rhino at a show. All right? And that's fucking real. And that's fucking real. And I'll be honest, because listen, I don't fucking lie to you guys. I never have. I don't talk on shit that I don't know about, and I don't fucking lie to you. The way the chopper community has headed in the past couple years has turned me off. It's never taken me this long to build a bike. My bike is literally sitting the same way it was 6 months ago on my lift. I would have never dreamt of walking away from the show. And listen, I'm not blaming leaving this show on the shopper community. I'm just trying to like lay everything out for you guys. The thing is wrenching on shit has always been like my outlet. That's how yes, it aggravates when I'm out here when I can't figure shit out. I get angry. But I don't know how to like describe it. It's my outlet. This is where inside this garage where I'm at right now, I don't have to put on a show for nobody. There ain't nobody in here judging me. Nobody gives a fuck what my bike looks like in this garage. The only thing that matters in this garage is my opinion. What I want my bike to look like. What I want to do to my bike. Or what I don't want to do to my bike. Or what I like about bikes. And what bikes I don't like. And the way shit has spun into the chopper community started turning me off from that. And it started making me not even want to be involved. Not wanting to go to shows. Not wanting to associate with people. And that's not me. You guys know I'm the motherfucking person of the people.
Mayor of Choppertown.
But it's just when you come from where this show started in that era of the chopper community to where it is right now, it's very fucking different. And I need to step back before I step out, if that makes sense. I can't let whatever's going on in this community fuck with my outlet in life. And that's why you guys are probably wondering, where the fuck's Loctite at this show? Why is he at this show? Because I fucking didn't want to be. And that sucks. That's a shitty fucking feeling. That when my boys are riding to a show, I don't want to go because I don't want to fucking talk to anybody else at that show. That's a shitty feeling coming from where this community was a few years ago. Just literally 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It sucks to see that. And like I said, I'm hoping the Young Bucks will bring it back to what it used to be. Hopefully people just smarten the fuck up and realize it's not a popularity contest. It's not a contest on who can do it better. The cool thing about choppers was hanging out with the people. It's not the bikes. Nobody gives a fuck about your shitty fucking bike. You know, all these bikes are shit boxes. We all suck. None of us are fucking good mechanics.
In fact, if your bike is too good, I don't like you.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're better than me?
The cool part is the people. It's cool hanging out with people that like the same shit you like, that go through the same struggles you go to. Because guess what? It's not easy to relate to people's struggles. But when you build choppers, it's pretty fucking easy. It's easy to be relatable with people that you would have never been relatable with before.
That's actually a great point, because it's like the way you work on a 79 or 78 shovel head, pretty much the same. You're going to come across the same fucking problems.
Yeah.
Find some common ground there.
And that's the shit I miss. And that's the shit I want to get back to, is like, I don't want to go to shows because I have to be there. I don't want to build a bike because I'm expected to build a bike, because the one I built last year isn't new and cool anymore. I don't want to do any of that shit anymore. I just want to build shitty fucking motorcycles in my shitty garage, hang out with my shitty friends, and fucking drink shitty beer. Like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want everybody to do. And I think if we can get back to that, life's going to be a lot fucking better for a lot of people. People are going to start digging this shit again. And I know everybody else sees it. I know I'm not the only one. The chopper community is so divided right now. And not like in half. But like, if you've been doing this for a little bit now, and I've been doing this a long time. I've been doing this 7 years, 8 years, whatever the fuck it is. But if you remember back then, 4 or 5 years ago, it was just one group of people. If you were a chopper guy, you were in that fucking group. No matter where you came from, no matter what your job was, no matter what race you were, what kind of bike you rode, it did not fucking matter. It's not that anymore. Now it's, you got this group, and you got this group, and you got this group, and this group, and this group. And it's fucking weird, dude. It's so weird. It's the weirdest fucking shit. And you've got people like buying up all the parts and selling them for double the fucking price. And it's just really fucking weird. And, like, every chopper show isn't a chopper show anymore. It's like, it's fucking weird to me. I don't know. It's very fucking strange. But I just want to get back to doing it because I like it. And hopefully that just attracts all the right people again.
Yeah, put the fun back in this shit, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, the show is definitely going to be sillier because I'm a silly guy. But the spirit's the same. And it's about community. It's about finding, you know, bringing people together. About by the way, too, it's like some of the people that we talk to that are just garage builders, they're so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know, like they're so smart. They're so good at what they do. But they're not in Bill Will's People's Champ, or they're not on fucking, I don't know. That's like the apex of the chopper scene, right?
Yeah. They're the Dick Allens of the world, dude.
But
they're really good at what they do, but they don't market it.
They're just normal dudes that just have a passion for the shit. And it's like, that's what the show is always going to be about, is definitely motorcycles at the center. I'm a chopper guy. There's nothing better looking, nothing cooler than a chopper in the world. No. And hands down, best, coolest motorcycle. But I like other motorcycles too. I like hot rods. I like drag racing. I like demolition derbies.
That's the cool part about it. Is just like all those things you just named, drag racing and hot rods. It's because somebody built it.
Yes.
Anybody can go to Harley and buy a bike. Listen, I have a Softail. I'm also one of those guys. I didn't go to Harley and buy it, but I just have a factory bike sitting in my garage. But the cool thing is that I also have bikes that I built from the ground up. I have a car that I've built. You know what I mean? Like, that's the cool part, is like seeing, when you look at somebody's bike, you're not looking at like, oh, he used this gas tank and these wheels. You're literally getting to see how that guy's brain works. You're seeing the inside of his fucking brain when you look at his bike. And it's the same thing with people that like art. And they go and look at fucking art on a wall, which is weird as fuck. But I guess they probably think it's weird that we walk around parking lots and look at art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think that is the biggest thing, is people need to stop taking it so serious and just fucking have a good time.
Yeah. But it's also about, you know, like, there's like a Venn diagram, you know, like, of people that are your people, you know? And there's dudes that I hang out with that they're in a hardcore band or whatever, you know? And they don't build bikes, right? They might just ride a bike. They like motorcycles because that's part of the Venn diagram, you know? It's like there's overlap in these different areas of life, like criminals and fucking people that commit casual crimes every day, and, you know, like punk rockers and fucking, like, they have the same principles, you know, they're part of the same community. And that's why we decided that we wanted to broaden the scope of the show, is like, I love tattoos. I love hanging out at tattoo shops, talking to tattoo guys. Like, I want to bring them on the show, you know, and that's not something new to the show. We've been doing that forever, right? But, you know, keeping that community tight. And by the way, validating that, like, that's how you want to be. You know?
Yeah.
You want to be a dirtbag, but a good dirtbag. You don't want to be a piece of shit. You don't want to be a thief. You don't want to be a snitch. You don't want to be a liar. You know? Like, you want to be a dirtbag. You have absolutely nothing, but you give your buddy the most expensive part off your shelf because he needs it for his build. You know? Yeah. Or, oh, your buddy broke down. You're going to spend all fucking night grinding so he can get his bike together so he can go on that fucking ride over the weekend or get to that show. Be the right kind of dirtbag, you know, the right kind of lowlife. But that's why we're going to continue doing this. And like I said, it's like, it's amazing to think. The thing that blows my mind is this came out of fucking New Hampshire, out of the Northeast.
Yeah.
Like, I was blown away when that fact dropped. And it wasn't like a dude, because I was seeking out any kind of motorcycle content that I could fucking get my hands on. And it was all California, all West Coast, like maybe some people in New York, but like definitely not New Hampshire or Massachusetts or Rhode Island. And now, dude, all the dudes that are up here doing this, like Oxford Co-Choppers and fucking Burke's V-Twin and like all obviously Chop Ahead, but all the New England dudes doing this shit.
New England's on the fucking map now.
Dude,
Before everybody was like, "Oh, California this, California that."
Plum Speed
New England's
Cycles,
on the
dude.
motherfucking map.
Probably one of the coolest bikes I ever saw was at the hill climb. The fucking deadbeat custom Clash, and yeah, dude, it's fucking amazing. All these amazing builders and fucking really creative, cool people. It's awesome going to shows and seeing these dudes, and I'm just so impressed. It's like because they're all normal dudes. But they do it out of love, and it's like, you gotta respect that, at the very least. Because it's hard to stay active doing this shit,
Yeah. Yeah. Very weird episode.
It's all right to let you, as a man, it's okay to let a single tear roll down your cheek. One. You get one.
I did that before the show.
If you start ugly crying,
I'm like,
yeah, like you can't breathe, I'll edit that out. But you're allowed one solitary. You can't wince. You can't like make a cry face, but just let one roll down your cheek. That's fine.
Yeah, without blinking or anything.
Yeah, just like. Or actually, you should look more stoic. Like,
and it's not even a tear; it's just a snot bubble.
Dude, that's some baby shit. Snot bubble, that'd be gross. I'd be like, all right, you're fired from the show. You don't get to quit.
Yeah. It's just hard to grasp. It doesn't even feel real. Because this show's just been my life for almost 7 fucking years.
I didn't think you were gonna actually go through with it.
It's just constantly thinking about this show. What's next? What's the next guest? Thinking about the sponsors. Thinking about shows that are coming up. New equipment. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's just like, my life has literally revolved around this podcast. I've planned my life around this podcast for almost 7 fucking years. And it's hard to think of like not doing that. But I don't know, man. It's not something that I'm happy about. I'm not like, yes, finally that burden is fucking gone. But it's like it's a feeling of like I don't really know how to like put it into words. It's like I feel like I've accomplished some shit. I think I've worked on like who I am as a fucking man. I've been tested on like where my morals lie because of this show. I've learned a lot about fucking people. I've learned a lot about marketing, sales. And these are all things you don't think you'd learn from a podcast. I've learned about fucking human behavior. You know what I mean? I've learned a lot from this fucking show. The show has really has made me who I am right now. It's made me more of a go-getter. It's made me like more of a fucking hustler. It's made me like crave the knowledge and want to push myself. You know what I mean? Before, I've always just settled for like, I'm a blue-collar dude. I do construction. That's what I've done my whole fucking life. And then not until the last 3 years have I started pushing myself. Like, hey, motherfucker, you're capable of more. And not trying to get too fucking deep and like make this like a fucking soap opera, but all of that relates back to this. From being in the garage and pushing myself. Like, yeah, you could do it this way because it's easier. Or you could fucking step out of your comfort zone and make it fucking cooler. And I don't know, man. Just like I feel like surrounding myself with the right people, like you and Dan and Dead Kev and Chopper Fisher and Fish Tank and just so many people, John Luke, like all these fucking dudes have pushed me to like be better. You know what I mean? Like go for it. And now I don't do construction. I'm a fucking manager of a Q. I'm a QC and safety manager on a fucking Navy base. And have a fucking interview in 2 days to be a fucking maintenance and security manager of a fucking unit that has like 8,000 people in it. And by the way, this is not me saying I'm being a CO, because I'm not. That sounded real CO the way I described it. It's not. But what I'm saying is, it's just, this show has taught me, don't accept the easy way. And yeah, I've learned a lot of fucking life lessons here. I've grown up here. The show just caught me in like a weird time in my life. I like wasn't out of jail that long when I started fucking doing this podcast. I'm still trying to figure out my fucking life. And now I feel like I've done a lot of fucking good things. And it feels fucking great. I feel accomplished. But sad at the same time, because I know there's more people that will get used out of this show. But happy that Rhino is not fucking leaving and has the drive and wants to keep this going. I think that's super fucking important.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, because I know you don't want to stroke your own dick, but don't stroke your own dick, because that'll definitely get us canceled again. But
I'll do it under the
there
desk
was
while you
no
talk.
there was no New Hampshire chopper community until after the show. And really, I would say New England. It brought together all of New England, you know. And that in and of itself is something to be proud of.
Yeah.
And again, changed the trajectory of my life, you know. Like I said, like, dude, I was just getting projects like barely to a point where it exceeded my skill set, you know. Like, I remember looking at I cut the frame of a fucking 1980 Harley, my Ironhead, and I just had a cut frame. I ruined the bike that I spent all this money on, and then the hardtail, you know. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know any welders. I don't know how to weld. I don't own a welder. But the show, you know, inspired me to buy a welder. It inspired me to get into, like, to start a side hustle business, you know. I owe that all to the show. And then, again, just like the people that I've met through the show, and it's like, oh, I finally found my fucking people, you know? Like,
Yeah.
because, dude, I'm a white-collar dude. I work in a fucking office. Those aren't my people, dude. I don't fucking do water bubbler talk and shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what's on Netflix. People that I like to talk to are, you know, dudes that overdose on Adderall out in the forest or get naked when they eat a bunch of edibles.
Yeah.
Like fun shit, you know? Reckless fun shit. So, you know, definitely got some big shoes to fill. I feel like, you know, it was easier when, you know, you were still here, right? Like when Grease left, at least the, you know, part of the Lowlife, you know, the actual founder of the Lowlife podcast or Lowlife Chopper podcast was here, you know, and can learn. And I learned a lot, you know, and I'm excited for the future, and I'm excited for all these ideas that I have, you know, but at the same time, it's like, hopefully people dig it, because it's going to be, it's different, right? Like,
Yeah.
I've been around long enough. I think hopefully the people will stick around, and I hope you guys do stick around, because we have some pretty big plans for the shows in the future. But just make sure you keep Loctite honest here, and if he hasn't been on the show in a while, blow up his DMs. If you want some Loctite, you go to his DMs and you just blow him the fuck up and be like,
Listen,
get back on the show.
I'll say this, and you can hold me to this. You can think about it and decide. I'll say it right on the fucking air. I don't care. It's my last time. What are you going to do, fire me? If you want to come up with a segment, I'll do a monthly segment.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'll come on every month and do a monthly segment where I don't want to take over the whole fucking episode, but I'll come on and do half an episode and just do a segment of whatever the fuck you want to do.
That's
I'll
awesome.
do that. I'll commit to that once a month. I'll come on and do a segment for
That's
sure.
sick. All right, we'll figure something out.
Because, again, I don't want to just walk away from this in a hole. And not because, like, I have, like, oh, I need to have my hands in this. It's not that. This show has never been about that. It's just that I want to make sure I do whatever Rhino needs to help keep this thing going. Because I don't want to see it die.
Yeah, dude. Hopefully, I age out of it, and I have to pass it off to someone else. Keep this fucking thing going forever, dude.
So fucking cool.
That would be awesome.
It'd be so cool.
I got a lot of spunk left in me, so I'll be around for a minute, but...
Yeah, you got to go at least 6 years.
Yeah. I'm going to count how many episodes you got to. Actually, what is this? This is like 328 or something. So I'll do 328 episodes, and then I'll pass the torch off.
It's the new thing. Oh, man.
Yeah. Give it to someone younger that has, give it to one of those 20-year-old kids.
As long as they're not little assholes.
Yeah, they'll be 30 by the time I hit 328 episodes.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah. It's kind of... This is a weird night.
It's a very weird night. It's not a night that, it's a night that, like, eventually has to come. Good things don't fucking last forever, you know what I mean? Like, a podcast doesn't just last forever. But it makes the night a little bit easier knowing that the podcast still goes on from here.
Bro,
you know
if we decided mutually to end the podcast, I'd be a hell of a lot sadder right now.
Yeah.
I would have at least a single tear roll down both cheeks.
Yeah.
I'd have to edit one of the tears out.
Yeah. So that definitely makes it a little bit easier to digest, knowing that the show doesn't end here. But it's still super sad. Like I said, it's been a huge part of my life for a long fucking time. But I look forward to fucking seeing what Rhino does with it. He's going to offer a lot of other things that I've never been able to offer, or Grease, or CP for any of you fucking super long-time listeners.
Blast from the past.
It's nice. It's nice to have some fresh eyes on it, and I've heard some of the ideas, and I'm fucking loving it.
It's kind of, isn't it? It's kind of weird that it's become what it is. Like usually the podcast is just you, right?
Yeah.
I don't know of many other. Can you name any other podcasts where the original hosts change and they keep it going, like a TV show?
No.
Where they just like replace one of the actors?
No.
And they don't say anything, and they hope the audience doesn't notice.
Yeah. But that's the thing, though, is like, that goes back to what we were saying, is this show has never been about me, or was never about Grease, or never about CP.
It was never about CP.
You. It was literally never about CP. But
he can't still be listening, right?
I'll have you know, I did reach out to CP 2 years ago.
Oh, no shit.
And made amends on everything. Told him I hope he's doing well. I heard he had another child. So we squashed all that beef, which was super fucking nice. It was like a weird weight lifted off me for some reason. I don't know why. Chopper Bob is actually the one who influenced that. But like I was saying, so this show has never been about any of us. This has always been a community podcast. As gay as that sounds, it does not matter who is on this screen every week. I mean, I guess it does, because you can't have some fucking shit turds doing it. But this show has always been about the community. And What?
A shit turd. A shit turd cucka.
It's the shit. You know what I mean? It's when the shit takes a shit. Yeah, it's never been about the fucking host. It's always been about the community. And that's why this show is different from all the other fucking podcasts that you probably listen to. It's never about, like, us. It's never been about us. It's always been like, let us fucking help you, or you help us, because sometimes we're dumbasses. And I think that's the coolest part is, like, every host that's been on here has openly said, I don't fucking know. There's never been a time where, like, people have come on here and been, like, tried to bullshit their way through a conversation. And I think that's why this podcast has been so successful, because people relate to it. We don't come on here and act like we fucking know everything. We don't come on here and try to be master mechanics. We don't try to be, like, the fucking cool guys at shows. I think that's why this podcast has such a fucking crazy following. And I said, people have literally said it's like a fucking cult. Psychosaurus, when I did an episode on their podcast, it was during the end of year voting thing where they, like, put up all the different categories. And they even said, they're like, dude, you guys' following is like a fucking cult. When we put out best media, when we put out the award for best media and told people to vote, they tagged Lowlife Chopper Podcast 5,000 fucking times in a row. Yeah. They just wouldn't fucking stop. And they're like, yeah, we get it, but is there anybody else? You know what I mean?
I remember that. It's like, this isn't the voting part.
Yeah. So for, like, a company like Psychosaurus to acknowledge how fucking crazy the following is for this show was epic. You know what I mean? And, like, that's an achievement in its own when you have companies like that look at this show and they're like, their fucking following is ridiculous. And that's what makes Lowlifes fucking cool. Is, like, we don't have to have ever met before. But I'll tell you what, I see you at a show rocking a Lowlife shirt and somebody jumps you, I'm going to fucking stick that motherfucker for you. I'm
down. I'm down.
I'll get his ass for you.
If you listen to this show, I have your back.
Yeah. And that's why I've never understood people like, I was going to say what's up, but, like, listen, motherfucker, that's why we do this. It's for you, not us.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite thing about this show. That's the coolest thing about this show over any fucking places we've ever been, any guest we've ever had. That is hands down the coolest part about this show. Is, like, the people that follow this show are genuine fucking people that really give a fuck and really appreciate us grinding out every fucking week.
Bro.
And also,
over 6 years, never missing an episode on a Friday.
Never.
That's insane.
Never. That's it. Listen, go listen to any one of your other podcasts. I guarantee they've missed.
Especially if they're not doing it professionally. Like,
yes.
Yeah, if they do it as their primary job.
I'm saying you don't get paid, motherfucker.
Yeah. Like, just as a hobby.
I also want to do an honorable mention because we talked about what my favorite thing ever was. I think my favorite point in time was definitely that deadbeat. But an honorable mention of one of the coolest things I ever did was Brooklyn, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Just like being with those dudes, because that was like one of the latest things that I've done in my life, and that was with people that have, like, stood the test of time, and people that I know legitimately give a fuck about me and, like, care about what I'm going through in my life. Like, I'm saying, those dudes, Rhino, Dan, Dead Kev, these were all dudes that when I was trying to buy a house were here on the weekend helping me fix a house that I didn't even fucking own so I could buy it, so the bank would approve it. You know what I mean? So it's like, to be able to share that, I've never stayed in New York City a day in my life. I've never stayed in a fucking city like that. And to stay in a penthouse in Brooklyn, on the 14th fucking floor on a glass balcony.
That was so fun.
Are you fucking kidding me? You know what I mean? To vend a podcast that I fucking dreamt up when I didn't know dick about building a Sportster chopper. To vend that podcast at the Indian Larry block party with 3 fucking dudes that I know would murder somebody for me is fucking epic. That's epic. That's like one of a fucking kind, once in a lifetime type of fucking thing you get to experience with people that like, you know, got you. So I feel like that was an honorable mention I had to fucking put out there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and special shout out to Bougie Billy who made the trip up there. Hopefully, I want to see some proof of life, Bill. I haven't heard from you.
Seen him post
There's
much.
been a couple of motherfucking hurricanes, bud.
There's supposed to be a big one coming Wednesday, Category 5 to Florida.
A 5?
Yeah.
You poor
Bad.
fucks. Holy
Bad.
shit,
All
dude.
of our fucking Florida guys. I know you guys are going to get drunk in the backyard. Fucking hunker down, boys.
They're going to be fucking...
I'm going to be seeing Bougie
Drinking.
Billy next summer.
Are you?
I'm taking a trip to Florida, and last time I seen him, he was like, yo, when you get to Florida, hit me up. I'm taking you guys shark fishing.
Fuck yeah,
So
dude.
I'm supposed to be going shark fish with Bougie Billy in Florida.
That's gonna be fucking
It's
awesome.
going to be a lot of fucking fun.
That dude is fucking so cool.
Yeah. Super fucking rad, dude.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about this show is like the people that we get to meet. Like I said earlier, it's people you normally wouldn't cross paths with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, how would we have ever talked to a dude in Florida? How would we ever talk to a dude like Dewey Things in fucking Colorado or while he's in Japan?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It would have never fucking happened. Or like John Luke. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's become like fucking family himself. And like Ray Lanzillo. Like all these fucking dudes. It's like these are dudes that we probably would have never known that have become like really good fucking friends just because we decided to talk shit on Monday nights into a fucking microphone.
Yeah.
It's insane. And it's like, I'm here to tell you, as a 37-year-old fucking white Caucasian male, it's not easy finding people like that. In life, it's not. There's a lot of fucking scummy people on this earth.
Yeah.
And it's like, to find a couple good ones is fucking special, man.
Well, here's the other thing. It's like, not just are these people good people, because something about like, dude, if you're into like shitty choppers, you're always poor. You have a checkered past, and
Dude, luck sucks.
yeah, you have like bad luck. You know what it is to toil. You know what it is to have adversity. They're always the best people, you know? Like, they're always the most giving people. They're always the most, like, you don't find that in your normal life, you know? Like, your neighbor, they'll, like, fucking snitch to City Hall if you didn't pull a permit for your fucking porch or some shit, you know? Like,
Yeah, fucking stupid.
We don't belong in this time, you know? Like, it harkens back to a time, like, back in the day when dudes, like, you're a firm handshake and your word was solid as oak, you know? And you cared about that kind of shit. And that's the kind of people that you find. But furthermore, they're interesting, you know? Like,
Yep.
dude, I could talk to John Luke all day.
All day. He's such a good fucking human.
Yeah, and he's into super cool shit. He builds lamps. He does fucking motorcycle shit. He makes fucking hot sauce. Like, dude, interesting people you meet too, you know? It's been too long since we've seen John Luke. John Luke. We gotta link up, buddy.
Yeah.
We should have went to Trog, dude.
I know, dude.
It looks so fucking sick.
I still haven't been. That's been one of my things that I've wanted to do
we
forever.
should plan to do that next year.
I'm down.
Yeah,
100% I'm down. I'm in.
It just snuck up on me, and I was like, fuck, dude. And
I want to do shows like that I haven't done yet.
Yeah. Yeah, you should definitely, like, even though, like, that would be a good thing to do, too, is, like, when we go to shows and shit, make sure you make it out with us, you know? To scare everybody off so they don't talk to us.
100%. I'll just sit there, not talk.
Just stand in front of the fucking tent like this.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm about it.
Have some peace and quiet. Just kidding.
Yeah.
No, but dude, Trog looks sick, and I saw a bunch of dudes. A bunch of the homies went, dude. Fucking sick, dude.
And just for anybody that is like, oh, we're never gonna see fucking Loctite again. Look at this, motherfuckers. Do you see this?
Oh, fuck.
That is for fucking ever. I have Lowlife tattooed on my fucking hands. Okay? Your boy is always going to be a Lowlife. I've always been a fucking Lowlife. I'll always support this fucking show, even when Rhino does weird shit and I switched it to a chicken and pie fucking podcast. Still gonna support it. Still gonna share it every Friday. You know what I mean? Still coming on and talk about fucking pies and our chickens.
We'll do a Pie Guys Part 2.
Yeah, I will always be a fucking Lowlife. I will always be on this show when Rhino needs me. And I'm always down to fucking go cause a ruckus.
And are we just going to end it? Do you have any...
It's hard to.
I know, like... Well, here's the thing. It's not goodbye. It's just smell you later. Because you'll be on. Yeah. You've already said once a month we're going to have you on. We'll figure out what we want to do for that. And, yeah, definitely shows. And when we're hanging out, do some in-person shit. And hopefully, again, everybody, stay tuned. See what we have in store. Because next week we're going to unveil who the new co-host is. I'll put up a poll. I think everybody probably already knows. But I'd like to see who everybody suggests. Because that was fun last time when I came on.
Yeah, that was fun. And listen, hold me to it. If you and this new co-host guy are like, yeah, man, that sounds like a good thing, let me know.
Yeah,
I'm down for a monthly
keep
fucking
on saying
thing.
Guy and him. It might be a girl. Maybe
you're letting out too much now.
It might be a gal.
Yeah, don't be giving hints like that, bro. Come on. God, you just like knocked it in half, Cozell. Oh, fuck. Listen, so I don't want to drag this on and like make it like a weird podcast where like we just keep trying to not end. So I'll say this. This is what we'll end it with. I appreciate every single thing that this show has done for me. I appreciate everybody that has backed every single fucking move I've ever made since I started the show. From voting to get us in Cycle Source, to my bike being in Cycle Source, to my pinstriping, to when I had my fucking vinyl heat press fucking business, to my towing business, to literally everything I've done, you guys have fucking backed 1,000%. And I cannot thank you guys enough. And like Rhino said, this is not goodbye. This is not me just never coming back again. I'm here forever. Just not going to be here every week. But I'm here forever. Whenever Rhino needs me, I'm fucking here. And the show has been a huge fucking part of my life. And I definitely will not forget the people I've met, the times I've had, the knowledge I've gained, the friends I've made. It's been huge. This has literally been a chapter of my life. Think about that. I'm 37 years old, and I've been doing this for almost 7 years. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is a good chunk of my fucking life right here. And I can say without a doubt that it wasn't a wasted chunk of my life. So without getting too fucking sappy, I'm not trying to ruin my fucking street credit here. I'm still a gangster motherfucker. But listen, I love all you guys. Thank you for all the fucking support. Do not drop off of this podcast. I promise you what Rhino has in store is not far off from what we've been fucking doing anyways. If anything, it's only going to be better. As you can see in the past year that he's been here. Stay here, support my boy, just like I'm going to. Like I said a couple minutes ago, once you're a low life, you're always a fucking low life. No matter who the host is of this show, this is always the Low Life fucking podcast. It'll always fucking be here. There'll always be somebody here to help you fucking get through your bullshit, whether it's motorcycles or your wife's being a fucking asshole or your kids suck or your job fucking sucks. Somebody will fucking be here. And right now that guy is fucking Rhino, and I'm proud as fuck that I got a dude like this to take over something that was super important in my fucking life for the past 7 years. So listen, I love all you guys. Thank you for fucking rocking with me for the past 6.5 years. I'll fucking see you soon. And one more fucking time, it's Friday, motherfuckers!